Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling, as you've seen what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today. Relaxing as per usual, late night episode, because we had the last D&D session of this year. As we're taking a little mini hiatus over the holidays, which is, certainly very interesting. I didn't really reflect on it, but until a friend said it in the other campaign, where he was like, guess how many campaign sessions, what campaign session number we're on, and I knew because from my notes, and then I saw it was like, oh, we're on session 34 was my number, but not including the session 0 and the two 0.5 sessions we had. So really we're on 37, I guess. But good evening, everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 11:32 p.m. on Wednesday, December 11th, 2024. Yeah, it's pretty crazy to think that's been going on since basically February. It's basically been an entire year or so. But I was like, it's a winter holidays coming up. Like, two of the scheduled sessions one would have been on Christmas, one would have been on New Year's, and I was like, that's obviously not going to fly. There's going to be no time to prep for that whatsoever, and I'm going to be busy. So it was very much a sort of situation like, well, we're still going to be cancelled. Might as well take off one extra week as well, just for a little bit of a break, a bit of a breather. Because I think it's probably a bit better to have a bit of a longer break than it is to have like short interspersed breaks. I mean, better in the sense that it's easier to get used to, right? Because once a break becomes a certain length, you and your mind are just like, oh yeah, that's it. This is just the break time, rather than like this needing to be a much more inconsistent thing. But yeah, I mean, it's weird to think about. If you don't know, I'm running 2 D&D campaign sessions for 2 different groups, all my friends. And I basically started around February time when we had the session 0 with each group, where I went over rules and like expectations, what things I'll cover, and if people had any sort of qualms, to raise them with me. And then we rolled the stats for the characters and sort of started building-ish. And then we had a session 0.5 where I split them into pairs, and then had them basically introduce themselves to each other. And then 34 sessions in each campaign later. Here we are. So in total I've run, let's see, 68 plus 4, 72. If we're counting session 0, 74 campaigns, which I'm not going to count. I'm going to do the actual sessions where things happen in them. Sorry, including session 0 would be 74, without would be 72. So that's crazy. 72 sessions, which is about 216 hours? That's almost like, just under like 10 days continuous of straight D&D. That's genuinely crazy to think about. Obviously, it's not auto solo effort, I mean, maybe towards the beginning it was a bit more of a solo thing as, everyone gets used to D&D and the vibes and that sort of thing. But now I'm just sort of I very much feel more like a facilitator, if anything. Things happen, I'm just like, okay, this is what happens when you do that. And it's cool. It's nice. There's been a lot of planning that's gone into it. People seem to be having a good time, which makes me have a good time. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy of goodness. Yeah, if anything, it's just a bit strange to reflect on because it doesn't feel like it's been that long. But I also got to remember that because I'm running a double, 2 sessions every week, whenever I see the number of sessions that we've done, which is 34, is still like quite a lot. I gotta remember that it's doubled. Or 36, I guess. It's still quite a lot. And 72 is crazy. Because it's weird to think about, because I've always read like these posts of like, I just finished a 2-year or 4-year campaign or something, from level 1 to level 20, and I'm like, that's so improbable. That would never happen. Like I'd never be able to do something like that. Not because I couldn't run necessarily, but it's so hard to keep going, I think, so consistently. I mean, like I even said in session 0 for these campaigns, I was like, we'll just keep going until it stops, essentially. Either we run out of time, I run out of time, or it fizzles out. Who knows? And I mean, we're about 1 year in, almost 1 year in, and we're about to hit level 8. They are so very close to hitting level 8. They just need to, they're just basically 1 or 2 steps off, essentially. I actually completely forgot about talking to villagers to find recipes. What are you making? Yeah. So at this rate, I suppose, because it takes longer to get through levels at a later level, I guess maybe we are for a 4-year campaign, which would be crazy. I generally cannot imagine a 4-year campaign. That sounds insane. But yet again, look how quickly 1 year has passed. So I guess what do I know? To be fair, I think they've all stayed at level 7 for a very long time, because there's not been like a good milestone point yet. But there is one which is potentially coming up, and I'll either treat that as a milestone or it'll be something else I treat as a milestone. I'm not sure what, because it was something I thought would happen faster, but ended up not happening. So, but that's okay. The long and short of it is, as long as people are having fun, then I don't see what there is to worry about it. But yes, I mean, I've just made the announcement in the server that, I mean, everyone knew, like I told them beforehand, that there'll be a bit of a hiatus, you know, so I've just posted that. I also posted some specific memes from each campaign, like one of the most recent sessions from each, just to sort of appeal to that. It's been very, very interesting for the past 2 sessions. One being a sort of heist, I guess is how I describe it, which, all things considered, went pretty well. Like they rolled as well as they needed to in the right times. They actually had like a pretty good cohesive plan going. And I even threw in some sort of setbacks, some sort of like things which would end up confusing them, or like obstacles. And I was just like, as usual ways you should do with a DM, is you throw an obstacle and be like, alright, how do you deal with it? If I think your answer is plausible enough and you roll well enough for its plausibility level, I'll allow it. And they came up with some good responses, and it worked pretty well. And the other one was, well, to be honest, there wasn't actually as much that happened with the other one, from like a literal narrative pushing point. From, I think there's a lot of character development which ended up happening, which is certainly very interesting. What can I say? I'll leave it as that. I'll leave it as that much. But yeah, I'm very much interested, of course, always to see where it goes. But also, you know, I think it's nice to have a bit of a break. I think, you know, in this time when it's a break, I think it'd be really good to get more back into drawing. Because I've been saying this entire time, I'd really like to draw some of the D&D characters. You know, I have DMPC in one of the campaigns, and I'd love to be able to draw her. And then I have like technically a DMPC, but they're not like in the party. It's more like a DM opposing party, which I would absolutely love to draw them as well at some point. I guess I'd have to balance it up if I drew 4 characters from each campaign. One would be the entire party, and then the other would be the DMPC. It's 2 characters, and I don't know. I can think of 2 characters who immediately come to mind as ones that people like. So, one who might be more relevant in the coming arc, and one who has been quite relevant in the previous arc, and still reasonably relevant. But yeah, we certainly... I don't know. The pacing's all confusing, I don't know how things are going to work out, but that is therein the joy of D&D. Who knows how things happen? It will just happen. So yeah, I think 72 sessions is really quite a lot. I can't believe I've done that many, to be honest. I can't believe we done that many. It's a collaborative effort. As much as I'm sure my friends will be like, no, it's all you. As a DM or whatever, you're one who facilitates things. And that is, to a certain extent, true. I mean, it's only possible because people turn up every single time. People come in with like a good energy. People try things. People be silly. People be serious. People have put in the effort. And that makes it, I suppose, worthwhile in the end. It is very much a sort of like group collaborative project, isn't it? Everyone sort of needs to pull their weight, otherwise it ends up sort of... Well, pull their weight's not really the right word. I mean, pull their weight in actually, you know, trying to have fun with it, right? That's the important part. It's certainly a bit of a shame if people, you know, like, what I'm imagining is like these problem players who come in and then like on their phone the entire time, they don't even try and engage, they roll their eyes at whatever's going on. That would definitely feel worse, but no one's been like that, which is good. I mean, obviously I have good friends, so, you know, I don't think I would have started a campaign with them if I didn't think they would have been good fits for it, but, yeah, seriously, 72 sessions is really quite a lot. It's genuinely insane. There's straight up more than a quarter. No, not more than a quarter, less than a quarter. About a fifth of a year have been D&D days. oh, you're going to sleep. Which makes sense. If anything, I guess it would be 2/7 of a year would be D&D days. Because it'd be 2 days a week. I don't know. Like, I guess that mythical goal of that what D&D level 1 to 20, which people have had the pleasure of experiencing, I'm, you know, I guess 1/4 of a step closer to it. I don't know if a leveling pace will stagnate as much as it is currently. I think it's just because of the story beats are at the moment, it's sort of stagnating a little bit, level-wise, but I mean, things are still progressing plot-wise, so that's kind of the important part, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's crazy to think about, like, when you quantify how much you've done something. Like, how 10,000 hours to be considered an expert at something, an expert DM, like DM. I'd have to do this for 50 years? That's crazy. I'm not doing that. But at least I can become a pretty good DM eventually, I think. I know this is thinking like super way far ahead, but I'm like, I wonder what it's going to feel like once it finishes. Like, hopefully it comes to a like actual conclusive ending rather than something which fizzles out. But if it fizzles out, it fizzles out. There's nothing, you know, particularly wrong with that. People get busy, myself included. But imagine how it feels getting to the end and just being like, oh, you know, that's it. It's over. We're done. We made it through all the way to the end, and so many years in the making, and then having it, I don't know, the catharsis, I suppose, of it all being finished just like that. So yeah. I don't know what else I was going to or would say about that. It just sort of it's just kind of cool, isn't it? How things have ended up happening in that way. I don't know. I wish I had like more profound things to say, I suppose, at this moment, but I really don't. It's just sort of, it's been a very cool experience. Yeah. What else could I possibly say? Oh, it's only been 30 minutes. I feel like... I feel like there's definitely more I should be saying, but I don't know what that would be, to be honest. I'm now sort of just browsing for Blue Ski, a little bit, and seeing... Oh yeah, there's a shop where I wanted to buy some stuff from, Sugar Money shop, I forgot. I was gonna potentially get the Ungulate Express little brand they had, which is basically all the Santa's reindeers, because I thought they were super cute. I forgot about it. Another thing I was potentially going to get is sold out. Again, I was also sort of umming and ahhing over it because it's kind of expensive. It's like $160, that's quite a lot, to be honest. But I was like, it's really, really cute. It's like you get a little charm for every single one of Santa's reindeers, and we get a little chain which comes together. Oh, you can still buy them. Oh no, you can't. I was going to say you can buy them individually. You can't because Rudolph is sold out. That's a shame. Most Christmassy of all of them. I'll just have to remember next year. And I say never return it again, in which case I'm just going to be like, wow, well, fine, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's genuinely crazy to think about it. Sorry about that little pause. Yeah, I don't know what else I was going to say. Is just doing something so continuously and then coming towards the end of it and sort of looking back is sort of like, wow, I can't believe how long it's been. Seriously, it started, let me see my notes. I think the first session 0 was in February, wasn't it? February 12th. Is that the first one? Yeah, February 12th was the first month. That's so crazy. I don't know. I feel like I almost need to sort of celebrate something when it comes to a full year, to be honest. Which, I think there's possibilities. I think there certainly is. And like, I think both campaigns know this, but then there's a strong desire I have to be able to sort of have two of the groups, or both groups, come together for one session. What are we going to do? Who knows? We'll see. That's kind of up to them, isn't it? But if anything, seeing it all, I don't know. I'm looking forward to when it ends, not because of it ending, but also more so just the fact that it's just like, whoa, we can look how far it's come and been like, yeah, that's incredible. I can't believe we did it. Anyway, I think I'm going to round this episode up here. So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope you see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.